The City of Ottawa and the federal government are at odds again over a section of Wellington Street in the city's downtown core. It comes after a proposal to shut it down to vehicles was brought up at the National Capital Commission meeting last week. The section of Wellington Street in question is between Elgin and Kent, right in front of Parliament Hill. CTV's Kimberley Fowler joins us with more. Kimberley.
Well, Patricia, in this jurisdictional showdown, the federal government wants to take ownership of the street, but the city says no dice.
Oh, you have to come to her workshop.
Christina Murray is the owner and co-founder of Capital Art Fair Gallery Co-op on Spark Street in downtown Ottawa.
Having seen other big cities in the world at this caliber, we have our architecture and so many great businesses on the strip that I think turning it into a pedestrian destination would ultimately benefit us all.
The federal government is once again looking at taking over this section of Wellington Street and closing it off to traffic. It's just outside Parliament Hill and 1 block north of Murray's store.
I think the impacts would be beneficial to our local businesses.
The potential closure of Wellington Street has been a discussion since the so-called Freedom Convoy in January of 2022.
If they want to prevent another convoy, I think the police service has demonstrated that they can, with the right plans in place, that situation will not repeat itself.
Despite an offer from the federal government to buy it and keep it permanently closed for safety concerns, the city reopened the road to traffic in April of 2023.
If they want to enhance security in the hill, or if they want to include the buildings on Wellington Street as part of their security footprint, then it does make sense to close Wellington to reduce the risks and mitigate any risks of any potential vehicle-borne explosives approaching some of those buildings.
A new proposal during a National Capital Commission meeting last week has reignited talks for a closure to vehicles, illustrating scenarios with and without Gatineau's tram running along Wellington Street. Mayor Mark Sutcliffe says the city isn't interested in selling or closing it down, and after years of discussion, some local businesses just want a plan in place for the future.
Sometimes conceptually, it might take many years to implement, but we are experiencing the best year for tourism than we had since 2019. So I think if we can keep building on that momentum, I think sooner rather than later would help everyone.
A spokesperson for Public Services and Procurement Canada wouldn't comment on the current state of negotiations, but in a statement to CT News Ottawa says it remains committed in its partnership with the city in support of redeveloping Wellington Street that balances security for Parliament with the needs of the public.